just always feel like the revenue's gone. Like, yeah, we might reschedule those people, but we only end up rescheduling them into a time that a different customer would have scheduled. And eventually we just run out of time, right? Because once July 4th hits, we start getting calls down the stretch in June. And they're like, oh, you can't make it out this week? Okay. It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. James, what's going on with you? How's everything going down in Nebraska?
Man, it's great. It's spring's almost over, so the spring hecticness is almost done, and just a lot of growth, a lot of good things coming, a lot of people jumping on board our bandwagon of great culture, and we were able to get some new vehicles, which is kind of surprising, which a lot of people aren't able to get. So we got a couple new.
Did you stumble across them, or did you put orders in, or how'd you find some?
Well, I still have 3 orders in from last February that haven't been fulfilled yet. Mm-hmm. So these were actually from another company that no longer one of them slash went out of business. So we've got a good fleet guy, and he said, hey, this is on the market. We're not going to tell anybody else. If you want them first, come and get them.
A little asset acquisition.
No, they're brand new. So they're at the dealership under this guy's name.
Oh, really?
And before they put them back on the market, he asked us. So said, give us both of them.
Relationships, man.
Yeah. So
those relationships.
Good. It's been good. I'm excited.
No doubt. I feel like the weather's been crazy all spring. Has that slowed you guys down in Nebraska? Is it hampering your revenue a little bit, or are you able to still get out and get everything done?
We've still been able to get stuff done. We had like 3.5 days of rain last week.
Ooh.
So, that always puts a damper in the day where we're not as profitable on those days, because then everything's just slow afterwards. Mm-hmm. But we still get stuff done during those weeks. So it was still good.
Are you able? I always feel like in our window cleaning business, and Michael, you might have had these experiences previously too. In our window cleaning business, I feel like when we get those rain days and we have to reschedule people, I just always feel like the revenue's gone. Like, yeah, we might reschedule those people, but we only end up rescheduling them into a time that a different customer would have scheduled. And eventually we just run out of time, right? Because once July 4th hits, we start getting calls down the stretch in June, and they're like, oh, you can't make it out this week? Okay. And they just like call around elsewhere. And I always told our guys, I was like, if the customer tries to reschedule the job, because this happens all the time in window cleaning, lady says, I don't want you to come clean my windows because it's raining out. When in fact, like, that's probably the best time to clean windows. Like, worst time to clean windows when it's hot and sunny out, because your water dries and it leaves them all spotty and streaky. It's like, you guys, you can't, like, the customer can't make that decision. You're the professional. We have to make the decision, unless it's like thunderstorming and lightning, in which case, like, hide out and wait 30 minutes because the storm will probably blow over. Like, we got to get those windows cleaned, because if you reschedule it, that's money you're never going to make again. That's money we're never going to make again. And we're in business to like go make that money. That's why you have this job, is to like provide you a lifestyle. So we have to go out and clean those windows, because if we allow them to reschedule, that revenue's gone. Do you feel like you're able to capture that revenue later and it doesn't disappear on you? Or do you feel like if you miss it once, it's gone for good?
For different divisions, it's different, right? So for mowing or fertilizing stuff we already know we have to get to it this week, or there's so many in a year that we can still cram into any dry days. That's not lost, right? So we take those rain days with some of those guys to prep, clean, do stuff around the shop, pick up materials for the landscape crews. The landscapers were still out all week, because we stagger and we stage commercial cleanup, stuff like that, if it is raining, as long as there's no lightning. But there still is a little bit of opportunity cost in there where we can't fully be optimized, right? So if there's any crews or division down, we're still down anywhere from 10 to 30 grand a day in lost revenue.
Yeah. Yep.
So it just depends, but it just draws everything out further where we could have got to other jobs sooner.
Gotcha.
But they're still on the schedule. They still have the deposit in, so we don't really lose out on anything.
Does it stop you from selling new clients, because now you have to go do that stuff later instead of working on new client stuff later?
Not so much, because we just tell people anyways. For landscaping, we're booked out till July.
Okay.
So
you kind of build it
beginning of July or end of July, we're still kind of in that time frame.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It gives you, and I think part of it is as you're scaled, you have more of those trade-offs, right? If you're a little bit smaller, it's you end up being a little more feast or famine, where you maybe don't have multiple divisions to like take these guys and move them over here, have them do this thing for that thing. You get a little bit of benefit of scale where you can fluctuate your resources maybe a little bit better too.